Today, I invite you to ask yourselves, what happens when a highly organized psychopath with a God complex, a sadist who revels in the agony of others, and who doesn't hide in a basement, what if he puts on a business suit, holds a professor's title of theologian, and integrates into the government apparatus? What if an entire country becomes his crime scene, and instead of a murder weapon, he uses pseudo-expert opinions, laws, and mass media? I came across several materials. A key one is a book, The Serial Killer Against God, by James Ressler. According to the info recounted in the book, its author is a former American FBI agent and profiler who worked in behavioral analysis and violent crime profiling. Another major source I'll be referring back to is Victor Friedman's book, The Kremlin Maniac. This book is believed to have served as one of the source materials for James Ressler's subsequent analytical investigation. In addition, I'll be using analytical materials from independent journalists of the Act Files portal, which I've already referenced in my previous video investigations. I suggest we carefully examine this material through the lens of a forensic science and behavioral analysis. Our focus will be on the phenomenon of the transnational anti-cult initiatives which, according to available materials and their comparative interpretation, operate through entities publicly declaring noble goals, like protection of society and fighting dangerous cults. Yet, a closer look at their activities, and especially the consequences of those, raises grounds for asking a much more serious question. Can this kind of seemingly normative and socially acceptable rhetoric conceal a different, potentially more dangerous behavioral mechanism? My goal is to demonstrate that what has long been perceived as a destructive anti-cult ideology can, from a certain analytical perspective, be interpreted as a manifestation of a deeper and more socially significant behavioral pattern, a model that forensic and behavioral sciences typically use to describe extreme forms of violent behavior. Only here, it has been transformed and adapted to fit the institutional, media, and pseudo-expert environment. I want to emphasize that all conclusions, observations, and assessments that will follow reflect the analytical interpretations of the authors of the aforementioned materials.